Hello, hello, hello. This is weird. YouTube has changed the back end dramatically. So I'm not 100% that I'm live, but let's draw. So I'm not sure how fashion drawing I'm actually going to do. That's what I was thinking when I set up the stream. But now I'm kind of thinking, yeah, let's do it. Let's turn the page. Let's grab some height. Okay, so I always say height, but a lot of people are saying height. And when I first started hearing that, I was like, oh man, I don't like that. I don't like it. When you know a word and you're like, this is the right word, and then people are saying it wrong, how you feel it is wrong, it can be like really strange to hear that word. And so when people started saying height, and I started seeing that on YouTube or places, hi, Aunt Bud, when I started seeing people saying like width and height, I was like, oh, but I'm all for it now. Say height. Who am I? I gotta give her some neck. She is okay. We'll deal with the feet later. Shoulders, neck, collarbone, an actual head. Here we go. Yeah, so when I first just started this YouTube, it was like, where's your guest? And I was like, I don't have a guest. And then they were like, we can't start the stream. You're broken. You're a broken person. And I was like, what? So I don't know why it couldn't start the stream, but it seems to be working now. Okay. Okay, that's a good. Let's put like, I'm thinking like an oversized hoodie with like 3/4 sleeves. Is that ridiculous? I mean, I'm trying to be ridiculous right now. That's part of the drawing. That's part of the stream today. Let's make it a zip down. And I guess, like, let's make it um like an oversized crop. Okay. I'm actually I am actually starting to like this. Okay, I'm just gonna clear up some of these guidelines. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this. Maybe we'll put a print on it in a minute, but let's stick with this. And this will be like what is it called when it has this ribbed? Oh, it's called ribbed. Having that ribbing like helps bring it doesn't need as much elastic or sometimes any elastic because ribbing will like just sort of do that. Okay, let's see. So I was thinking quirky girl. Is it? Yeah, there's like something going wrong with, I don't like it. I don't like what YouTube is doing. On the TV, it's normal size, but on the phone, it's small. All right. Well, maybe this will be a short stream. It looks like YouTube is still messing up the live streaming going on. Okay. I want I want like I want a frog skirt, but that doesn't make any sense. There's no such thing as a frog skirt, right? So how are we gonna make a frog skirt? So I think I don't want to mirror this shape up here down here. I think that would be too like billowy on top, billowy on bottom. No. Then you look like someone trying to play dress up princess and just going for the big billow. So I think we will make it pretty sharp. Make it like this, I think. I'm still trying to figure out how to make this a frog. Like, so what you, hmm, if this is like the mouth, and then you had some eyes. No, that doesn't really work. Maybe this is just not the outfit for the frog skirt. We can do maybe a frog clutch. It's just got some big kermity eyes, and how it latches is like with the tongue, like a pink kind of tongue shaped latch, and maybe like what it hooks into is a little fly. It's got these little eyes, and then it's like green. Probably no legs, but if they did, they'd just be little bloop, bloop. All right. Hey, Elstefan. For feet, this when I took a class in fashion drawing, and I am failing to remember all of it right now, but one thing that it really taught me was my brain just went blank. I was trying to say exactly, oh, feet are triangles. Because when I was drawing feet for so long, I would always try to draw like, I'll show you. I tried to draw like something like the toe and then like the foot, and here's the heel, and like this isn't terrible, but once I started doing like heel, toe, like that's kind of the shape of a foot for a sketch. And then you can always come in and add the detail, and that's much better. So it taught me that feet are triangles. So, whoops. Okay. Whee! I put her foot in the wrong direction. I'm trying to break her ankle over here. I just threw my eraser off the desk. So there's that. That happened. Oh my god, I haven't heard somebody say that happened in a really long time, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I was the one who said it. All right. This is relatively normal. I mean, we have the frog clutch. Let me draw her hand so we can actually wait. Thumb out when you hold the clutch, or hand out? Let's make it thumb out, I guess. So the thumb will be over here. The thumb is the part of the hand that, like, turns out, right? So you have, like, wrist, and then if you wanna do the side with the thumb, you go out. If you wanna do the side with the pinky, you kind of just go straight, right? And then this turns into the palm, and this turns into the thumb, and then this turns into the pinky and the other fingers, all 7 of the other fingers. I'm not AI. I know that hands have 7 fingers. Do you think if we all just started saying hands have 7 fingers, the AI would start to believe it and it would mess up hands again? Maybe. It is weird when you gaslight a chatbot. I've seen it done. It's a little uncomfortable. I was actually reading a paper, we are talking of chatbots, where they were talking about chatbots, right? That's what I just said. And they found out that you could get past some of their security. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. You could get past, they would get confused and were more likely to do what you wanted. Let's call it that. If you used poetry to form your requests. And like, hey, Desert Rain Frog, how you doing? And like, just poetry. It didn't even have to be particularly good poetry. But apparently, the more florid the language, the better. It's just like AI bots, they have good vocabulary, but they don't have good security against good vocabulary because I don't know, I guess people don't. Oh, yeah, maybe I do. Is it school today or it's before school? I don't, my brain's not working good, so I don't know what time it is right now. Yeah, I tried to stream earlier, but it's just kind of fallen apart, my my streaming schedule. Oh, okay, okay, it's got it. Nice. Yeah, I'm streaming a little bit less, right? So I used to stream 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes even 7, but I'm streaming like 3 or 4 days a week. So partly that too, because I'm not online as much at all. I like this, like, this frog clutch. I'd get it. I'm trying to find my red. Here's pink. Here's orange. Ah, here's red. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this bag is cute. That's what I like. That's why I'm coloring the bag. All right. Oh man, if you wanted to make it really fancy too, this like tongue could be rose gold. Let's see what that get a little. No, it's not. It's not yellow enough to make it rose gold. But yeah, like you ow, you could really get something going there. Okay. I like this. All right, let's move on to a new person. Let's try. I'm trying to think of like. Let's try a little smaller because I was running out of space. Ooh, yeah, the tongue could be a strap for sure. I was thinking it was the clasp. So let's draw the back again. So I had it like this, and then here were the eyes, basically. and then the tongue, and then, like, this is the other side, and then the tongue was on this side. It came out of the back and came down like that and latched around like a little fly. There was like a fly that ended up being a clasp. And, you could make that more or less artistic. But yeah, the tongue as because I was trying to figure out how to add, so this would be the clutch. Maybe you do like a version that is, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, maybe you do a version that's like a shoulder bag, right? And how would that work? Huh. I wonder. No, no. Yeah, so it would still have this shape, still have the eyes, and then yeah, you would just have the tongue like come up and around. And maybe, yeah, it would look like it's coming out of here, and then it would clip onto that side. And then that could be like, like a pink cloth or a pink chain. Yeah, I think that could work, and you keep basically the design the same. And then just have the clasp still be like a fly, but it's just it clasps together. My week's good. Yeah, I like this clutch. I didn't mean to be drawing up plans for a bag. All right, let's do it. Oh no, I hope it's good. What's up? Yeah, the weather just got a little bit nicer here. It's been very cold. Okay, I should draw the shoulders and stuff. Okay, shoulders, human body. I'm trying to think what we'll leave the rest to figure out what she's doing in a minute. Okay, let's see. Let's do. I never like drawing people's arms. I don't like drawing people. That's why I'm doing it because I want to be better and better at it. You're not supposed to bring people's like arms into their body. That's like not as visually interesting. So maybe I won't. Let's take all the art advice I've ever gotten, all the learning I've ever done. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, they have those like hoodies that like. Oh wait, is her head tall enough? No, I always do this. They have these new like these hoodies. It's popular now, where the hoods are like just gigantic. I like it. I guess I'm doing a frog, another frog. I wanted the first one to be frog themed, um, because I was thinking of like a big frog hoodie. I was like, well, I messed up. I did a cute hoodie instead. So now uh, I'll do a frog skirt, and then that was silly because it just like wasn't gonna work fashion wise. Okay, yeah, that arm can be going up. and adjusting the hood. Like, how would you, like, you grab it, your thumb would be on the inside, your hand kinda be like that. Yeah, so you're seeing, like, the top of the palm, thumb is on the inside of the hood, and then this is just, like, hand and fingers. There we go. Hand and boom, boom, boom. This got messy. I should just I should I make a lot of changes sometimes, and that's not ideal. I should try to, like, stick with one, just go with it. Okay, let's make this even bigger. Like, I guess, like, boyfriend's hoodie, I guess. There we go. Just bring it down just a little bit more. Change the shape. Doesn't come out there as much. It comes out down here. This is something that I thought was interesting is like clothes always bunch at the bottom because of like gravity. And so like they kind of are shaped like different sorts of bells. So it's the same with pants, even if it's a straight leg pant, but there's too much fabric, right? It doesn't start bunching up until down here. And so you get like sort of this bell shape. I don't know if bell is the right word, but this was the fashion when I was young. Kind of like you wanted it to cover a lot of your shoe in the Y2K. Okay. Now, how does the arm just do we see? I'm trying to see. It would just block it, right? It would just be all bunched up. Hey, cosmic brownies. I don't know why either. It's how it goes. I think if you're eating Yeah, and I used to really like Little Debbie, right? Little Debbie makes a snack called Cosmic Brownies. I don't know if that's what you're referencing. I feel like it's likely, but I don't want to make any assumptions. And I used to really like the oatmeal cream pie, but I just don't. Okay, where are her hips? Probably here. So I'll grab some legs. Okay, yeah, that's right. Because I'm trying to figure out where her arm would go to, because I use the hips to judge the length of arms. Okay, hands. How do friggin' hands work? Thumbs on the downside. Okay. And I think, how am I gonna, that should be a knee. We'll figure out her shoes in a second and all that. Okay, so I learned how to draw a bunch of different people. Like that's something you learn over and over again is like the proportions of people in different proportions. 8 heads tall versus 7 versus 3 versus 4 versus 5, etc. But like you learn little individual things, right? Like the size of a head is the same as the size of a forearm, is the same as this size, this one, from like the nose to the chest is like all sorts of different proportions that I never remember all the rules for. I remember some of them, but I mostly just go by sense of feel. But one of them that I think is really useful, and I look it up a bunch of times, but I never friggin' remember it, is the from the hip to the knee to the ankle, there's almost even, but either the knee is a little bit higher or a little bit lower than like it would be otherwise. Then it's not quite in the middle. Let's make it a little bit higher. That feels right. And when you do it, you're like, that doesn't seem right. I've been drawing it the other way forever, and it seemed like that work. It always worked. But then once I started doing it, I was like, oh my god, it really is. It really looks more natural to have the knee just slightly higher. I think it's slightly higher. I like I said, this feels better than when we had it like halfway. So I'm gonna say it is slightly higher, but like there's the knee, there's that knee. Here we go. Yeah, I'll figure out the shoes later. I was thinking like, man, okay, one time in high school, it was a sad day or whatever. I was sad. I was sad a lot in high school because I had a terrible family. And so one time I would brought a stuffed bear into high school with me. When I pulled her around, it had a bunch of little hearts on it. I was also melodramatic as a kid. I don't know. I was trying to see if we could make this feel like she was dragging a backpack. I think the backpack is up. If she's dragging a backpack, I think it's upside down. So let's take the pocket off this front here. And let's bring the backpack closer behind her. And we'll give it a little bit of dimensionality out into the world this way. So this will be the bottom. It'll be like one of those LL Bean ones that has like the leatherette on the bottom. Is that actually leather actually? Doesn't matter. There's a side pocket. Here's the other strap that she's not dragging around. And it's kind of halfway hanging loose because that's how it goes. And then, am I running out of? There we go. Okay, so I think it's just not going to reach if we do normal. So I'm going to say it's broken out of the clip that would normally hold it to the bag. And that's just kind of come over the side here. So this is the part that would normally slide through that clip and attach the backpack to the strap. And that's come out. And then this is the part that's padded and actually like goes on your shoulder. Same with here. This is the part that's padded and actually goes on your shoulder. And then down here is the clip part, although this one, it is going in. And so it's a little bit less easy to see down here, but let's give it the same texture, that same like webbing type texture. Hey, Ranch and Lettuce, how you doing? Okay, and our girl has frog eyes. Or should we give her just like her eyes are also frog eyes? No, no, I'm just kidding. And give her a shy smile. Okay, let's clean up some of these guide marks. It always feels like you're cleaning up X-rays when you. Oh, hey, Yasmin. Or are you cleaning up? Where is the bump on your wrist? Okay, it's by the pinky. I never know. So it was here. Boom, boom. Nice. Man, I feel like my bump on my wrist is very pronounced. It's like my bones sticking out into the world. Who do they think they are? Plorb. This is this is I don't know. We'll do a quick burger. I don't mind doing that. That sounds fun. I'm doing like, weird characters. I think she's just wearing tights, not tights, leggings. That's the outfit. That's a type of outfit. The giant sweatshirt and leggings outfit. Tights outfit. Nope, leggings. I said it right the second time. Okay. So I was using the normal slip sheet last time, like I usually use, but it was pushing a lot of, see how like leady it is? And I cleaned it up. It was pushing a lot of lead around. And I was like, at that point, I might as well use this guy because it's at least a little bit better than anyway. Uh, what kind of shoes? Like low top, just low top sneakers probably. That feels right. Oh, this foot needs to be turned a little bit more towards us. There we go. That's a little small. We'll do it one more time. Yeah, let's see. Uh, let's see. Let me get. I think I do have it. We can do another character on there. Man, I used to despise drawing shoes. I was bad at it. I used to think I was bad at it. I don't know if I was bad at it. But sometimes I go back and look at things that I was quote unquote bad at, and I'm like, oh, this is fine. I was just really hard on myself. But I was saying this earlier, but I don't know if you guys were here. When I started, one of the things that I use every time I draw a person is that their like feet are triangles. Like if that's the bottom of the foot, it's just like if you start there, that's like your side view, and then your front view is like this is a triangle. Whoop, wrong way. It gets well, I'll do a front view a different time. Okay, let me get this girl some eyeballs. We can do like Daria eyes, which just means top eyeball and a dot usually. Which works surprisingly well. Some eyebrows beneath the hood. Let's pull one side of the hoodie, kind of. This one she's holding up so she can see us, so that will shade the inside. She has hair, but we can't see a ton of it. And then this one, she's not holding up. So let's move the eye down. The fish. This is a frog hoodie. So let's move the frog's eye down and have the side of her face kind of be partially covered by it because she's not holding it up. Okay. This is the middle of her face. So let's make her chin actually in the middle of her face. I don't know why my chins are always to the side for some reason. Neck. Here we don't see frog's eye. Okay. Now, would there be a tongue? No, let's not. It would be like what? We don't want that. That'd be silly. Okay. Let's erase some of these guidelines. This poor girl got a little bit muddied by my frantic frog hoodie sketching. I had the little ties tied over there, but they would actually be here. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking the hoodie was much had a much wider hood. Is that real? The childhood cartoon. Sorry, my chat was made small, so I wasn't seeing it. Now it's frozen. Okay, the childhood cartoon that I grew up with. So I didn't have a ton of TV. I didn't have TV when I was a kid until I was like uh, a little bit older. So I'm trying to think. I want it to look like she has stuff in her pocket. I think like I don't know what happened to her face. Somebody erased it. Childhood cartoon. Like maybe it's like Doug. I think a lot of the childhood cartoons I watched were oh, you know what I really think is reminds me of being a kid is well, Batman the Animated Series came out when I was 12, so like it's childhoody, or I guess when I was 10, but it's not a like a childhood cartoon. It's like a I guess that's certainly solidly childhood. I'm not trying to argue against that. I didn't think about how this I've, like, drawn this, like, these bunches and these, like, folds a couple of times, but I have not once actually took the time to think about, like, what they would look like, and so I just keep, like, roughing it out, and then I come back and I'm like, "Oh, that doesn't look great," and I, like, unrough it out a minute. Okay, alright, which I should not do, I should just make a choice. I should just, like, do the work and make it look right. Anyway, I think that's pretty good. I think her feet might be a little small. Feet are always bigger than I think they are. I was gonna say Moose and Squirrel, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Oh, yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures. That was pretty great. Rocky and Bullwinkle, I watched the crap out of that, even though it was, like, much older, but it was on a lot. But I always think I was a weird kid. I watched, just a lot of adult TV when I was, like, pretty young. Like, when I was 6 and 7 and 8, I used to watch, like, this horror anthology. I used to watch Twilight Zone, loved Twilight Zone, and then I also liked, what's it? I also liked, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. This was this was the one we did before. Still really love that frog clutch, man. I don't know. I'm looking for Yasmin's sketch from yesterday or 2 days ago. Uh-oh. I know I put it aside, but it looks like it's in the wrong. Oh, no. So what happened yesterday, uh, Yasmin, is I rearranged my room. Oh, I do have it. Oh gosh. Oh, CBBS. I've watched some CBBS recently. What is this? Go, go, go. Um, oh, thank you so much, Ra. Hey, Arnold, that is a good one. Okay, yeah. So you asked me a request yesterday. We didn't end up getting it finished, so I'm just gonna do another part of it. You gotta tell me who is the characters again? Do I have it here? No, I don't. Uh, is it just Nick Jr. Go Go Go? Oh my God, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. That's great. Okay, so we've done Holly and Steve Leeds. Not bad, if I do say so myself. So now we're gonna do. Well, let me look. Who strikes my fancy? Okay. Well, there was somebody who wore. Here it is. Here it is. Let's do the overalls girl. Is that Gemma? She looks like a Gemma. This is Holly, you said. There's like Powerpuff Girls looking girl, and then there's overall girls looking girl. We could do either one. Let's do Powerpuff Girls looking girl. I changed my mind. So I'm doing these. These are based on the characters from Go Go Go. They are like four-headed or five-headed caricatures. They have giant heads because I think that's more interesting. So it's a stylized version of these characters. And it's just a little fun. I try to honor requests as much as possible. Jade, okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, I don't know now if you were answering about this girl or you're answering about the overalls girl actually. Okay, Jade and the dungarees. I'm drawing the other one, so this must be Gemma. That makes sense. Okay. Gemma, very smiley, very, like, kind of Hollywood, like, performer-esque. So we're gonna get that in there. That's in the mouth, and her eyes are shaped like this. I think it's interesting how you can have eyes shaped like this, and then eyes shaped like this. And, like, I don't notice the shape of somebody's eyes unless I'm trying to draw them, but okay, yeah. So, when Nick Jr. came out, I was too old for it, and there were some shows that I was fine, like, "Whatever, I'll watch that, it doesn't bother me," but some shows annoyed the heck out of me, and, like, I just think it's so funny because now as an adult, like, a kid's show cannot annoy me, I don't care, right? Like, um, it's not for me, it's not about me, I will just ignore it if it's on or whatever. But, man, when I was a kid, when I was, like, a young, like, when I was, like, just above the age that it was meant for, I was like, "Get this away from me, it's for stupid people." And I meant children. By stupid people, I meant kids my own age. I'm trying to think, I've been watching Shaun the Sheep, although is that CBeebies? It might be. I really like that show, really fun. And I watch kids shows to go to sleep. I find it really nice. It's entertaining enough that I'm not, like, awake, like, I'm not thinking about, like, what I did dumb for the day, what I could have done better, but it's not so good or entertaining that I'm accidentally getting involved and being like, "Wait, how did that guy," like, "But the room was locked. How did he do the murder if the room was locked?" Or whatever. So, like, kids shows are like this nice happy medium, like, they're good enough. They're something's happening, but, like, I'm not gonna wake up and be worried about it. Mm. I put on a show, I think it was CBeebies, and it was, she has a Peter Pan collar. It was like Even Steven? No, it was like Odd Ones Out or something. It was something like that. The Odd Squad? It was The Odd Squad, but it was like I was like, "This could be interesting, kind of science fiction-y, kind of nerdy, that's fun, I like that kinda thing." But then it was like, "Math," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't need to be like, that's too educational for me." Shape Island? That's a good one. A lot of the ones I watch are new. What did I watch? Um, there's a big panda, and the kids, like, go to their next door neighbor who's a panda and hang out with them. That's a good one. Again, I'm not sure if that's CBeebies or if it's, like, maybe it's, Apple TV or something. What did I Okay, I think this looks a lot like her. Maybe her bottom mouth is a little too big. Still water. Oh, yeah, that is good. It's still water. And then let's give her, like, a full there's a bunch of tricks for when you're drawing teeth and mouths. So, like, that looks pretty good like a smile, and we don't connect the line that indicates where the teeth are from both sides. Like, we just have it come in from both sides. You can also do it so it just, like, is in the middle a little bit, but if you do, let's show a couple of examples. We have these yeah, let's show a couple of examples. So if you do, like, big smiley lips, it's that part of the lips and the bottom part of the lips, right? That feels even just that feels pretty good. If you do the line kind of all the way across, right? Like, hmm, actually, that one's not so bad, maybe because it's bigger. But if you take that out when it's smaller, like that looks much better. And you should almost never, genuinely almost never, separate any of the teeth. Like as soon as you start doing this, you're making like something scary instead of something smiley. I don't know why. It's just like I think our brains don't actually see individual teeth. Hello, bear with black ears. No, I don't remember. I did watch Paddington Bear, the TV show. I've still not seen the movies. I don't know what's going on. I hear Paddington 2 is one of the best movies ever made. Genuinely a fabulous movie, and I have not seen it. All right, we got Gemma, and we'll do another one next time. We might have to start doing them like upside down, or maybe on the back. Oh, a puppet show. Cool. Okay, I'm kind of feeling like doing some more work on this. So, like, what if no, is that dumb? Well, that's what we're here for, right? To like do weird and dumb things and see how they look. What if this is cinched sort of here? No. That's actually not bad. Kind of balloony, voluminous. What? How do you say voluminous? I don't say it. Nope, can't do it. Voluminous. Voluminous. No, still no. Okay, and let's make this a hangover. Let's make it so you can't see the what is it, the waistband. You know what we had? Richard Scary. I was just telling somebody about Richard Scary. He's like a worm. Let me try to draw Richard Scary from memory. I usually do this game where I draw cartoon characters from memory on the computer because I don't know why. Oh, because I used to not have color. I used to only do pencil, not not color on the computer. I kind of want to change this too. Like, what if we make it like weirdly super strappy? I sometimes I get heavily influenced by like old school emo and punk. I mean, not this. This is like uh what is this? Kind of like 1920s, early 1920s, like Gilded Age sort of. Oh no, they wouldn't have the belly. Well, yeah, and then like this, there would be it would be a dress, and like this would then come down and do it again. Okay, let's draw Richard Scary. Man, I'm all over the place today. That's all right. This terrible. I don't know what I did. Like this is from somebody who's 4'10", and this is from somebody who's like 5'11". I don't know what. Anyway, okay. Richard Scarry from memory. Wish me luck. This is a cartoon from memory. I'm terrible at these. So, okay, I'm gonna say so he's a worm. I love drawing worms. So that's good. So he has no arms, but he has like a hat. I'm gonna say he has a hat. And maybe you know what? I had his like head coming forward. I think his head just goes straight up. And he has a little hat. It has like a feather or something in it. And then this is where his head is. Like he's like, "Hey, I'm Richard Scarry." I don't know why his name is Richard Scarry. Man, what a trick. You do a whole series of books and your main character is a worm. Super easy to draw, lovely. Maybe he's not super easy to draw. Like I said, I'm terrible memory. I'm gonna give him for some reason I'm thinking like Lederhosen, but I'm gonna give him like a shirt, no pants. I don't hmm. I think this is I think this is as far as I go. I think this is Richard Scarry. Oh, does he have a shoe? I'm gonna give him a shoe. I'm gonna make him stand up straighter and give him a shoe. Oh, is this dumb? Would he have a shoe? No, yeah, I didn't even see you. Does he have a shoe? Your question. I got to the bottom and I was like, I think he might have a shoe. I say the bottom, the end, because this is the bottom. Let's not get it twisted. Okay, let me draw this boot. I'm gonna draw like a Wellington. It's funny because I just always draw a Wellington. All right. Let's see. Let's see. No, I don't remember Lazy Town. Let's do a red boot, even though that's probably not true, but it's more fun that way. I was thinking a green hat, but I'm gonna go with blue. It's probably green. I'm gonna do a green. No, his shirt's probably yellow. I'm gonna do a green feather. The colors are. We're not gonna get there. And a yellow shirt. His face is bad. What is this? I want him to be happier. He has like he has a face that makes you think his voice is like, "Oh, hello." So how do I get that? That wasn't right. Okay, I'm gonna look him up. Well, actually, first I'm gonna draw. Oh, that's close. That's close. Okay, and he has like worm stuff going on. He's not. This feels pretty good. Okay, let me do. He also has like a car, and it's just a giant apple. It's like red delicious, so it's like shaped kind of square, and then it's got like a kind of leaf propeller and like a big glass part, and he's often like in there being like, "I'm a helicopter pilot" or something. I don't know. Does it have wheels? Let's give it wheels. It has wheels. I'm 100% on the wheels all of a sudden. All right, and that's funny because worms eat apples. Oh, I don't remember this at all. Lazy Town, no. All right, I'm gonna look this up and tell you how wrong I was. Actually, should I look it up? I think I can still show you if I look it up on here. Oh, okay. Richard Scary. Oh, double R. Wait, no. Yes. Richard Scary cartoon. I almost looked up Richard Scary book and like I never read the book. It could have been totally different. Okay, here he is from the Wikipedia, so I don't get his foot. I'm not getting him outside of the hang on. I'm just getting him inside the helicopter. Let me see, Richard Scary full body. Okay, okay, yeah, he has a shoe and it's red. Oh man, wait, this is somebody's drawing. I don't want that. This is my version of Richard Scary. It's bad, but this one is mine. Okay, here we go. This is Richard Scary. Oh, my whole desk just shifted. Oh my god. What the hell? What time is this in the server? In the 1 hour? Okay. So he's different. What the heck happened? Okay, I'm gonna draw another character. An hour 15. Mine says 102. Are you saying an hour and 15 seconds? I'm just looking at the time, 6:45. Yeah, because it dropped our emails and okay. Yeah, I love this girl. Let's give her some hair. Let's keep going with this one. I'm like I'm liking this strappiness. Like it's turning a little hot topicy, and I don't think I'm sad about that. I'm trying to think. So I like the strappiness up here. I like how it's coming up and over like in different parts. I like how they're kind of I'm gonna bend them over and kind of rivet them together. Boom, boom, rivet this one, rivet this here. I want to know what's an interesting thing to do here on the bottom. Like, I guess some of them will be riveted, and then some of them will be like just kind of hanging off. I think that's it. We're gonna do sort of an uneven and it's like a very small um, fringe of these like webbing straps, like almost like nylon seatbelt or backpack straps. I'm trying to be I'm trying to do very quirky. I think this is quirky. Quirky was just a word until it was this skirt. I usually don't oops. I usually don't, do something like this that I would have to, like, go in and do a lot of detail on, but I am doing it, so that's that. I'm gonna make it asymmetrical and have some of these ones on the side kinda come out a little bit more at an angle, whereas these ones in the front and on this side are, like, coming straight down, and the ones that are coming angled are stopping before they get to the end. I'm gonna have it be the opposite here, where the ones that are coming straight down are stopping before the end, and the ones that are coming out at an angle are going past the hem and kind of falling down. Okay, we're not gonna see much more of that because that's just on that side. I I I thought this was a dumb idea, but I don't hate it. I say I don't hate it a lot. I don't like saying it. I don't think it's productive. I don't think it's useful. I think it's probably not good for me as a person. So I'm gonna try to stop saying I don't hate it. I like it. I didn't that felt bad. But that's what I want to start saying instead. So I have a lot of rivets. Should we do like what if this side here is it has like a pull like a like one loose one loose strap that feeds into a buckle so that you can buckle the skirt on and pull it tight. I don't I'm torn because I think having like a seatbelt button release is especially if it's like industrial and kind of like square is kind of great. But I don't want you to have this like big metal chunk on your side. And I also don't want it to be like an invitation for anyone messing around. So I like it though. I'm gonna leave it. I can't. We can't be living a life based on what we don't want. Oh my gosh, my desk is acting a fool. Huh? This is supposed to be frog themed, and it's just the frog themed. Um. Okay, what are we doing with these? Let's do the shoes different. I don't. Oh man, I almost just said I don't hate it, even though I just said I don't want to say that anymore. Okay. Let's have some shoulder pads going on and like a deep V, right? Okay. Where are her hips? I have like I've changed how the feet are. So I want to I've changed the legs, which means I need to redo the legs from the hips because otherwise she's going to be standing weird. All right, so let's just get that done. Okay, hips, boom, boom. So I learned if you draw pants, it can help you place your character in space. So I try to do that. Okay, so then this leg would be straight and it's going to be pointing right at us. So toe, ankle. It's not pointing right at us, I guess. Like that. Okay. And then this one, let's make it not quite straight. And it's pointed this way, so we'll keep that foot basically. I probably could have left that leg alone, but okay. Yeah, why am I having trouble? I'm having trouble with this front facing foot. I should have left it well enough alone, but that's okay. It's better to draw it twice and mess it up the second time. Like, this is never going to go into production. This is never going to be a final draft. If I really, really loved this and I wanted to do something with it, I would make another one. So, like from scratch. So it's not, or not from scratch, based on this one. So it's not like this huge deal. Okay, I think we just have to, there's not like a ton of foreshortening or anything. So I think until we decide what the shoe is, this is fine. This foot here is fine. So one thing that the heel does, like people talk about how it pops the calf out and how it pops out the hips. It changes the shape of the hips to shape your body in a more uh, considered a feminine fashion. Am I drawing where you guys can see? But one other thing it does, which is also a part of it that doesn't get talked about a lot, is it makes the foot look smaller, right? So a normal foot, if flat on the ground, it's something like this, right? You put that same foot, same length, which is that. Let's just so that's not the same. Yeah, that's the same size, and now we put it in a heel, right? And the toe, like, so you see how much smaller it is now. And this would be a little bit. It would actually be even a little bit smaller. Here we go, because you have to bend the toes forward a bit. I'm bad at drawing heels. I kind of want to just give my girl here some platform chonky boots. I'm doing it even. Man, I love a good pair of boots. You're getting chonky boots, girl. Gotta get that platform right. Boom, 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 boom. The top. And this would be the toe. And then the rest kind of just, you can't really see it from the front. Okay. I forgot I drew the hips. Let's erase some of these hips. Well, hip lines, not the hips themselves. Can't erase those, but the hips shouldn't line. The hips don't line. Wait, what? Uh, there we go. Yeah, I like this weird strappiness. Like this like amalgam of straps, kind of like all woven over each other and folded into each other. This would be a pain in the butt to make, I'm sure. But we don't have to make it. We're just drawing it. We're not sewing. Mm, a little seat belt, kind of closure. All right. And let's have some more of these like randomly directed fold overs that because they're well, like some of these straps that come up will have fold over and look like this, like riveted in. So there's like a bunch of rivets in here too, kind of holding it all together. I'm sure it's sewn. Actually, I don't know if it would be sewn now that I'm thinking about it. Could you just like put in an interface or like a um like some sort of structure? Like what if oh hey Osmin, like what if you no, now I'm talking about how I would build this skirt. That is not what I'm here for. Okay, let me just create a little shadow, put a knee in here. There we go. This is her other knee, that's fine. Create a little shadow under here too. And what we'll also do is we'll create a little shadow on the bottom of this piece of cloth, a little shadow here. Where there's shadow, we'll make a little shadow. Shadow here, 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 here. Okay. I'm gonna put some rivets. Pow, pow. Okay. I'll give her a bracelet or two. One on this side. Okay. I guess we should give her some face. It's the eyebrow line, the eyes, and here, ears, and then the nose, the mouth, and the chin. Yep, all looks good. I made her eyes very square on the top. I like to mess around with the shape of the eyes on the face. If you're like drawing somebody like this, like a fashion model drawing, you're not usually going all out. You're not trying to like make the face fully rendered. And so sometimes it's fun to be a little crazy on the eyes. Oh no, that's rough. I hate when headphones break. Are they earbuds or like headphones, like over the ear? Or the earbuds. I think I said it right already. 'Cause Sony earbuds, these ones that are tiny and go in like, inside the ear, those are my favorite headphones. I mean, I they were for a long time. I think I like, AGK or whatever it is that Samsung does now. Well, I did not mean to give her such strong sanpaku, but what's done is done. I'm not making changes. This girl has to live with her giant sanpaku eyes. Let's give her something. So I guess the mullet and this, the mullet is should we do mullet? I've been hearing people talking about the mullet. Should I say mullet 3 or 4 more times? Um, there was an SNL skit where the woman had, really high bangs, all the way up here, and, like, otherwise, there's, really high bangs and then, a really severe cut like that. That was the shape of, her eyes, normal bangs would be to here, and hers are, super high. This is a bad drawing. And, she kept being like, "Oh, I love it. it's really I like it." And she didn't like it, right? And, that's the skit, is that she doesn't really like it, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna not like your own haircut? You just kinda say you like it. Just kinda deal with it, right? And then it was based on one of the writers had shaved their head and hated it. And so but then people kept asking about it, which makes sense. I think, like, being a woman with a shaved head can be very, attention grabbing. So she kept having to, not defend it, but essentially defend it, right? And so that's where the skit came from. I don't know why I was talking about that. Oh, because 'cause I'm drawing a mullet. What is this called? Chunky? Oh, that is good. That is a good price. This is over the ear? Are they wired? You didn't answer. Are they over the ear or, earbuds? Would they come down like this, or are they like earmuffs? Because I am looking for a replacement pair of earmuff type over the ear type. Ah, we'll give her ear should we give her headphones? Let's give her headphones. Yeah. Oh, no, no. That's great. I am looking for a pair of exactly that kind. I did not think to look up Sony, so I'm gonna check that out actually. I'm in the US, so I might not get the same pricing, but I'm gonna give it a try. That would be about 22 dollars USD. That's pretty good. And I love a good pair of wired headphones. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. Uh, I don't think I want to do any coloring on this quirky girl. Just make her boots booty. This would be a nightmare. It would be fun, I think, but it'd also be a ton of work. I'm just doing it. Stop. Stop doing it. All right. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna write that down. Thank you, thank you. ZX 110. Okay. That looks like pretty good. So we have green, black, black. I was thinking light blue for this. I guess I'm just coloring. Kind of like that. And I was thinking gold for the bracelets. Get those in there. Uh, my first thought for the headphones was like an orange, so I'm just gonna go for it. And then, oh, sweet. Yeah, I might get those. I have to look and make sure it has everything I need because I might be forgetting something. But I should get like if they're $11, I should get at least a backup pair so that I can if my ones are gonna break. That's a problem. Whoa, that's great, dude. First try. That's awesome. Okay, yeah. So I might have to look for the version with a mic, or I could use a different mic actually. I'll look into it. Congratulations, unknown. That's what a great that's so freaking fun. All right. I was gonna do like some sort of fashion color hair, but I think I'm just gonna do like a light brown. I think that like makes it even kind of makes it better. I'll do light brown with a little bit of yellow highlight and see how that comes out. No, dude, like a pixel perfect trick shot on the first try is amazing. I am with you. I would be bragging about that too. I don't wanna color in, like, all of her skin. This isn't a great skin tone. It's, like, alright, but it's not super. But I'll just do a quick scribble. 'Cause then you have to, like, go in and do, like, your shadows here and there's a oh, I'm not gonna. Okay. Thank you, Justin. I'm gonna check that out. I need a backup pair, and that is a great price. 'Cause, mine are operating on their last leg. Genuinely, I've taped them together so many times. Next time I live stream on the computer, I'll show you guys my, like, embarrassingly, um, taped up. My brain is just not working. Headphones. Alright, this turned out better than I thought. Um, ended up finishing this quirky girl. We did my favorite part is still like, I like this skirt with the strappy and rivet skirt. I think that's great. Especially if it ends up being just straps and rivets. I think that could be really cool because, like, in theory, it could, like, separate, and I think, like, the rivets might have, tiny holes, and then you'd have structure underneath, so, like, there's no real risk or anything, but I think it could be, like, evocative. MDRZ, okay. MDRZ, awesome. And then we did where is it? Oh, we did this girl. I also really like her. I think this turned out to be a really fun stream. I like I did a sketch of the actual clutch and talked about making it into, like, an over the shoulder bag. I think the clutch is better all in all. But yeah, this girl dragging her backpack around, lovely. This would be green. Oh no, I'm coloring again. I'm supposed to leave. I'll see you tomorrow. Or yeah, tomorrow.